Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. Which one of these six men will give a shot at the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther? Who's going to get the shot to go against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania? These six men go through a gauntlet match between Ricochet, Chad Gable, Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, and JD Madonna. They're going to be gunning through a gauntlet match to see who's going for the Intercontinental Championship. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, too, we heard news of today. The legendary great Muhammad Ali will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Muhammad Ali, the legendary boxer, legendary advocate for Parkinson's disease. He's going to get a post-mortem induction. Muhammad Ali did a lot of contributions. You may not know during his time when he was with WWE, they helped WWE is to the juggernaut it is today. Speaking of that, CM Punk been announced for Raw coming to Chicago the week before WrestleMania. CM Punk, what role will CM Punk play? You know they're going to try to make him be a host. We'll see that. Also, too, we've been hearing reports and news about CJ Perry, better known as Lana, and Rusev, better known as Miro. We heard that their marriage they're getting a divorce. We'll look back at Rusev and Lana's contributions to wrestling and what's going to move forward with them coming up. A lot going on as we kick off the Pro Wrestling Show as it starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, we're going to get a lot of stuff tonight for WrestleMania. Also, too, general managers from both shows, Nick Aldis from SmackDown, Adam Pearce from Raw, they had a huge announcement they need to make about what the plans are for the tag division going forward for WrestleMania. I'm surprised. You'll be surprised at what happens. So we're going to get things started with this. Drew McIntyre, the number one contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre punched his ticket at Elimination Chamber to earn himself a right to go against Seth Rollins for the world title. Drew saying tonight that Seth is mainly concerned and focused on being in the main event against The Rock rather than not focusing on him. And Drew also took cheap shots at CM Punk, saying he's the one that made CM Punk relevant tonight. And CM Punk needs to thank him on what he's going through. Well, Seth Rollins did take issue to it as the world champion, addressed that he's not going to lay focus on The Rock, and he's going to stay his attention on Drew and get a job done with Drew. But Drew believes that Seth already distracted with a lot going on with The Rock, Roman, and Cody, trying to help Cody finish his story. And Drew saying that Seth doesn't have what it takes. Seth saying he does have what it takes, and he's going to prove it when he defeats Drew for the championship. And he's going to make an embarrassment out of Drew. Drew McIntyre walked away. So we could be seeing this match at WrestleMania. We know this is going to be at WrestleMania Sunday for the main event. It's going to probably be the beginning of WrestleMania Sunday between these two men fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's going to be an instant classic, the start of WrestleMania. But we know that Seth Rollins has a history of starting out WrestleMania for a World Championship. Who remember WrestleMania, I guess the WrestleMania 2019, WrestleMania 35, when Seth went against Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar got defeated quickly at WrestleMania 35. Would that be the same fate for Drew McIntyre heading to WrestleMania? We will see. Speaking of that, Seth's wife, the man Becky Lynch, was in action. Becky Lynch went against Liv Morgan one-on-one. Becky Lynch took it to Liv Morgan. These two women, no stranger to each other when it comes to competition. Liv starting off with a super Cipe. Liv taking it to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, no one contender for the women's title. Even Liv did a reverse code breaker to Becky Lynch, sending her down. Becky Lynch tried to get on her feet. Drew, not Liv tried to take down Becky, and she tried to take down Becky with the power bomb outside the ring. That did not work. Even to the point that Liv got a little bit anxious and a little bit impatient to take down Becky. Becky kicked out. Becky found a way to pull Liv over and did that manhandle slam, a rock hard manhandle slam to take down opponents. Becky won her match. And then at the end, the women's world champion, Rhea Ripley came out there. Rhea Ripley coming out there to survey the damage. Rhea Ripley wants to show that she can take down the man. She told Becky Lynch that she's going to do that and do so at WrestleMania when she gets her hands on her. And she wants to take her down one by one. And you can tell right here, um, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, no stranger to each other. These two women were tag team partners. Now they're mortal enemies. But Rhea Ripley laid down the law to Becky, saying that she's superior than Becky. She's gonna take down Becky one way or another for her to do what she needs to do to we to keep her women's championship and prove that Becky Lynch is a has been. Well, Becky Lynch also too took that grain of salt. Becky shook hands with Liv and she respected Liv. Then out of nowhere, Nia Jax attacked both Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. Nia Jax sending a message, and Nia Jax sending that message that she's gonna do whatever it takes to take down Liv and take down Becky Lynch. Nia Jax taking down both women to what she needed to do and how she needed to do it. Well, Becky sent a stern message to Nia that she wants Nia Jax some way, somewhere down, and she wants to get her hands on Nia one way or another. And Nia Jax would not want to mess with Becky Lynch. Now we can tell you this that coming up next week on Raw, Becky Lynch will take on Nia Jax in a last woman standing match. The rules are simple, just like the men, the last man standing match. You have to get up. You have your opponent. You have to beat your opponent down to at least to a 10 count, incapacitated, for that opponent to be unable to move. And Becky Lynch and Nia Jax, if we saw what we saw tonight, what indication it was going to be, Nia Jax might be the heavy favorite to take down Becky Lynch before her momentum into WrestleMania is all from over. But we'll see these two wearing Nia Jax and Becky Lynch for one on one in a last woman standing match. So we should look forward to seeing that next week here on Raw. Well, we tell you this: Cody Rhodes wants to finish his story, and Cody Rhodes has a chance and an opportunity. He will have a tag team match teaming up with world champion Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and they will take on the team of The Rock and Roman Reigns. That should be a good match. Well, Cody had an in-depth set down with Michael Cole. Michael Cole asked Cody, "Do you think you'll be able to finish your story like you tried to do last year, but you couldn't get the job done?" Cody feels that he's confident that he can do it. He wants to put the naysayers down. He wants to put the Rock down. The Rock had tried to stack the deck against him, saying that he won't be able to finish his story. Well, Cody Rhodes sat down my Cody Rhodes saying he wants to do this for his dad, but he also wants to do this for his mother. And Cody said he makes a vow and a plea that he's going to do everything in his power to win the undisputed championship from Roman Reigns, but he has to do what he has to do in order to finish his story. That story needs to be finished, and Cody wants to finish the story at WrestleMania. This is his moment. This is Cody's chance. And Cody Rhodes do the impossible by winning the WWE Undisputed Championship and finally win the story and finishing his story by winning the title. We'll see at WrestleMania. Also, too, we heard that main event Jay Uso has came out there with Travis Scott. He welcomed Travis Scott to Raw. Main event Jay Uso also had something on his mind. Main event Jay Uso saying that he wants to stop this nonsense with his brother Jimmy. Main event Jay Uso put the challenge out there and issued the challenge that he wants to take on his brother Jimmy one on one at WrestleMania. Brother versus brother. This is going to be the first time in nearly 15 years a brother versus brother match. We know the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, um, Brett and Owen at WrestleMania 30 years ago. Brett and Owen, WrestleMania 30 years ago. Everything has some seeds to this. WrestleMania is going to be that at WrestleMania. Jay Uso issued the challenge to his brother Jimmy. We'll see if Jimmy's going to accept main event Jay Uso's challenge at WrestleMania. This is going to be a darn barn burner at WrestleMania that we'll see between the Uso brothers. Well, speaking of that, the general manager, speaking of the Uso brothers, were tag team champions, long term tag team champions. The general managers of both Raw and SmackDown, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, have decided that they want some good competition here on Raw and SmackDown. They have decided that the tag team champions, the Judgment Day, will defend the tag team championships in a six-pack challenge at WrestleMania. Well, we don't know who are the five other teams, but we'll find out. The Judgment Day already will be defending the championships in a six-pack ladder match for the undisputed tag team titles. So the deck is stacked against them. But speaking of the tag team champions, Damian Priest, one half of the tag team champions, was in action. Damian was in action against R-Truth. Damian tried to get some reason going on. We know that the Judgment Day are upset. They couldn't see this coming. JD Madonna also a little bit upset. Dirty Dom is not with him because hey, Dirty Dom's in his honeymoon. Well, our truth decided to get on the fun, and our truth tried to make some jokes about it. I think it was the wrong time for our truth to say what he needed to say. Our truth was trying to get the Judgment Day's attention. Our truth took on Damien one on one. Damian Priest did not buy into what was going on. Damian did it on his own solo. Damian did a lot, even taking down our troop with DIY, trying to support and rally troop along as well. Our troop dragged Damian, railed him to the ring post. Our troop trying to channel John Cena. We'll talk about John Cena a little bit later on the show. What's going on with him in Hollywood? Our Damien trying to do the STFU on our truth trying to do the STFU on Damien. Damien looking shot like what in the world? He thinks he's John Cena. And Damien tried to get advantage, even choke slam Tommaso Champion, took Ciampa down, and then delivered the that devastating move that he does. Damien win his match, so Damien Priest won over our truth. I tell you this, Damian Priest, our truth, all of them are kind of, you know how they go. They're kind of getting their ducks in the row to in their favor tonight and stuff. So hey, we'll see how this is gonna go. Speaking of that, tag team, the Kabuki Warriors, the women's tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors with Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai gonna have her own situation coming up this week on SmackDown when she takes on former friend Baylor and stuff. Well, Damage Control was in action. Damage Control taking down every woman that they can think of. Damage Control doing what they need to do. They even went against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark tried to utilize their moves and stuff, but they was trying to utilize everything they can. Shayna Baszler even used the colorful clutch trying to take down Kyrie Sane. We know that Kyrie Zane and Shayna Baszler are no stranger to each other. And they wanted to take each woman down, but they got distracted. But you can tell right that Shayna Baszler tried to set up Zoe not Zoe Stark, but the Kyrie Sane. Kyrie Sane kind of looked stunned at first, and Kyrie kind of realized that she was in trouble. Kyrie Sane they won the match by by some count out and stuff. Kyrie Sane did what she needed. Not playing one bit of deck. So hey, we'll see how this is gonna go. Also, too, we told you that Gunther, the longest reigning intercontinental champion, Gunther was waiting to see who he was going to defend his intercontinental championship against. Gunther waiting who he was going to challenge for the coming intercontinental championship. Gunther was waiting. These six men competed for an opportunity of a lifetime. Who's going to WrestleMania to meet the Intercontinental Champion? We was gonna find out. Ricochet started the gauntlet. Ricochet started his version of the gauntlet. He took on JD Madonna. Ricochet took it on JD Madonna. JD Madonna wants to end this early and wants to move on to the next opponents and stuff. JD Madonna did we not that's not JD Madonna. JD Madonna right here. Let me say right here. He he tried to do a moonsault, a leaping moonsault. That did not work in his advantage, even to the fact that JD and Ricochet, both men, probably one day will be battling for the Intercontinental title some way somehow. JD caught Ricochet. Ricochet getting yanked on his face, even to the point that Ricochet tried to go for it. Ricochet hit the maneuver and got the 1, 2, 3 over JD Madonna. JD Madonna was eliminated. But Ricochet got eliminated quickly by Big Bronson Reed hitting that splash. Bronson Reed continues his momentum. Bronson Reed continues the momentum for him. Also, too, Ricochet, Sami Zayn defeated Big Bronson Reed, but none out of nowhere, Nakamura came out there with the Shinskasa, kicking him to the face. It was the battle. Many of you may remember Nakamura and Bronson Reed used to have their battles and stuff. Even to the point that Bronson Reed lost. He was a sore loser, a cheap shot at Sami Zayn. Even to the point right here that Pat McAfee used these Madden. You may remember Madden. Um, John Madden used to use this stuff to get stuff over. John Madden with the football X's and O's. You know, Madden, Pat McAfee doing that. Then it lead to Sami Zayn getting kicked to his face by Nakamura. Nakamura taking down Sami Zayn. Nakamura, Sami Zayn right here trying to use the Blue Thunder Bomb to get Nakamura down. We know Sami Zayn, Nakamura Thunder Bomb and stuff. And Nakamura felt the wrath of Sami Zayn, and he felt that wrath indeed. I tell you that about Sami Zayn, taking the wrath down to the point that he won the match over Sami Zayn. But then it led to this match right here. Um, Chad Gable, the final entry of the gauntlet match to take on Sammy. Chad Gable started off strong, trying to take down Ricochet, take down Sammy. I think Sammy tried to utilize his maneuver and stuff. Sammy tried to get some win and stuff to the point of what was gonna go down. Plus, Sami Zayn was not gonna quit, was not gonna give up. Even to the point that Sammy pushed Chad Gable off of him. Gable hit another moonsault, tried to use a moonsault to act desperation. Sammy was that desperate, even to the point that he had to take down Chad Gable. Chad Gable kicked out. Chad Gable tried to use every move he could, but Chad Gable did all he could with a crucifix move right here to roll him up. Sami Zayn even got to the win and rolled him up. One, two, three. Sami Zayn won the match. Sami Zayn will meet Gunther for the coveted Intercontinental Championship. Can Sami Zayn be the one to take down Gunther? Oh, that's the question for Sami Zayn to answer. Can Sami Zayn do the impossible? Sami Zayn wins the match over Chad Gable. Chad Gable a little bit upset, disappointed that he couldn't win, but he did put up a good performance. Chad Gable didn't feel like he didn't accomplish nothing. He didn't really congratulate Sami Zayn, but he could have took advantage of Sami Zayn by doing what he did when Sami was on down on his feet. So now we know at WrestleMania it would be this man Gunther taking on Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. We'll see that match, Sami versus Gunther, for their IC title. And Sami Zayn win the gold and defeat Gunther for the coveted Intercontinental Championship. Only time will tell. It was a good drilling match, good performance for Sami Zayn, a stellar performance of him getting this shot at the Intercontinental title. All right, that ends wrestling hot topics. We're gonna move forward to wrestling. The rivalry report. That ends the rivalry report. I meant to say. We'll move forward to wrestling hot topics. On wrestling hot topics, we're gonna talk about this. Legendary boxer Muhammad Ali will get his ring due into the WWE Hall of Fame. Muhammad Ali, who was the special guest referee at the first WrestleMania nearly 40 years ago, when it was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T taking on Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful with Paul Orndorff. Muhammad Ali played a special pivotal role in that match. He was a special enforcer, calling them, laying down the law like he did 40 years ago. Muhammad Ali sadly passed away in 2016 at the age of 70, I think 74. He was 74 years old. Man, he was a legend. Muhammad Ali paved the way for a lot of people, boxers such as Floyd Money Mayweather, Logan Paul, entertainers that could come into the ring and perform in the ring. He had feuds with Antonio Noki way back in the day in the 1970s. Gorilla Monsoon. Um, he was in Mid South. He's taking down Jake the Snake Roberts, and Muhammad Ali now gets his rightful place into the WWE Hall of Fame. What an honor for Muhammad Ali. He will be getting it posthumously. I was like thinking like today, like when Ali was alive around in the 2000s, he should have got his just due at least 20 years ago when they was in Madison Square Garden. He should got it then, but unfortunately, you know how they go. With Vince McMahon and everybody else. Well, speaking of that, CM Punk is advertised to be on Raw. The last Raw before WrestleMania. They may make him the host or who, whatever. CM Punk's gonna be some form of fashion involved in that WrestleMania. Believe me, make my mark right now. CM Punk's gonna be there in that WrestleMania sooner rather than later. Speaking of that, Hollywood was at the Oscars. WWE was at the Oscars. We had John Cena, Bad Bunny. You can see right here, John Cena shaking hands with The Rock. Jimmy Kimmel enjoying it. Bad Buddy, uh, all these WWE performers, headliners. Bad Bunny was a main event, backlash main eventer, and I guess a lot of people are talking about this John Cena coming out on his undies, trying to present best costume. I don't know why did John Cena even do that in the first place. Maybe just to shock folks. I think there was the time with the Oscars 50 years ago. Actor David Niven was going to introduce Elizabeth Taylor until some streaker came out there naked and just they had to be censored. So I guess the Oscars want to make fun of themselves and stuff. 50 years later, so hey, you know how they go. Speaking of that, speaking of the Rock and stuff like that, well, we'll get to the Rock later. But we're hearing reports also too that Shelton Benjamin may be in AEW. And Shelton Benjamin AEW had recent discussion about him appearing for the company. Shelton Benjamin still in his prime. He still got enough gas left in the tank. It could make him a world champion or we'll see. But hey, bring him on. And Max Caster said we don't want him. No, you need him because Shelton Benjamin can provide you more insights on what's going on and help you out, improve. You never know. Well, we're hearing reports too that we coming out of the picture that CJ Perry, better known as Lana, and Miro, their marriage is over. I was kind of shocked and didn't see that coming, but they was a nice couple. They met in NXT. Now, we're hearing reports that they're going to get a divorce. So, CJ Perry and Miro are no longer are on the process of not being man and wife. Sometimes that's what happens when you're a couple and stuff. You got to be careful on what's going on. Sometimes too, some marriages work, some marriages don't. It's just that's life. You got to move on to the pieces. Also, too, we're seeing this on Raw. We forgot to make this mention that Maxine Dupree got called out by what's her name, Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae turning heel by calling out Maxine Dupree. There's a lot going on, and Maxine Dupree got a lot on her plate. I'll tell you that. Well, they was talking about this WWE at UFC. The Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley was with Buddy Murphy, but Michael Cole didn't want to say who it was. But then Matt McAfee said, "Who is that? Who it? We know who it is." They did not want to say that. They did not want to break the fourth wall, but the fourth wall about to be broken in now and about. But that was funny tonight. Rhea Ripley went to the UFC match, and Pat McAfee called out what was going on, spoke the obvious. So Pat McAfee saying what he needed to say. Well, I guess, and then this right here, we're hearing that Nia Jackson, she wanted to make magic with both Bianca Belair and Jade. We'll see. Your WrestleMania moment leads to that. So hey, we'll see. And we'll take about. Speaking of that, when we do the SmackDown ring report, we're gonna ask that question right here. Who's gonna take the pin? Who's gonna take the pin between these four men in their anticipated tag team match main event at WrestleMania? We'll see who's gonna take that pin between The Rock, Roman, Cody, and Seth. I got an idea who may be, but I'll let you know this Friday on SmackDown on our ring report. So, for me being Kendra Dix, saying so long, thank you for watching the Raw Ring Report. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT